one of the things that drew me to this band was the fact of that first album being done in 15 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. You did this in 15 hours? That's incredible. But I honestly never heard the lyrics. I didn't know what the songs meant. I didn't even hear the words of the song
Mm-hmm.
until about 6 months into it. On this one, we have Trust. It's the first one we cut on this EP. There's a line in there that Jazz has come up with. It's, all of my friends now are foes. It's very well done. It's not just spitting words out to get kind of a message across. It's very clever lyrically written. So if you're talking lyrically, every one of these songs are just wow. I get to be a part of something like this.
I can't wait to hear it myself. So do any of the new songs speak to you, touch you, especially more than any of the others?
I'll chime in on it. Going back to where I was saying earlier, as far as Believe being my favorite song, the song can be interpreted kind of differently. Jazz has got it as far as speaking like an afterlife. And whenever we came out with one of our shirt ideas for going with Believe, I actually messed the lyric up because Believe, the guitar player, I don't really listen that much. And in the chorus, he sings, it says, do you see a light or a darkened doorway, as in do you see a heaven or hell? And when we did the t-shirt, my brother was studying medical school in Poland, and I actually got to go to Auschwitz. I'm a big Holocaust guru. And while I was there, I happened to catch a photo, and I had to lay on the ground. I took it with a BlackBerry. And it was cloudy all day, and then you finally had a little bit of sun coming through, and it was in the women's barracks. So you've got like these bricked out, just straight up wood barrack beds, and you can kind of see that it's like all kind of busted up brick, and you can kind of see the light kind of shining through. And I wrote on the shirt, it says, I see the light through a darkened doorway. And that's where I messed it up. And then I said, well, wait a minute. I said, that kind of makes sense because you're in Auschwitz. You were literally in a living hell. So you have to go through hell to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. So you've got that captured coming through as far as the light coming through the ceiling. So it really kind of connects me to that song on that level, that everything kind of tied together. And as far as like when you get influences from things and stuff like that, that something as simple going to Auschwitz and taking a picture laying on the ground with a BlackBerry really gave the image for this song.
Yeah,
So it's really cool to see how that all ties.
that's a beautiful image.
And for the viewers that don't know, a BlackBerry is a very archaic cell phone.
That's like a step up from a
And
flip.
side note, Tim owned that BlackBerry until March of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the picture wasn't taken too long ago. It was just an old phone.
It was a workhorse, man.
It was a beast, man.
What about you, Jazz?
For me, it's kind of a toss-up between Left Behind and Believe. Left Behind is basically, it's the acoustic song he was talking about a while ago, and the music is actually very pretty, very engaging, but the lyrics are actually kind of darker. But it's basically, I'm coming home from work one day, and the girl I'm dating's, packing her stuff and taking off. No reason why, nothing, just straight left me, But I was kind of a butthole, we'll say, at that time in my life. I loved me some me at that point, and didn't really care, about anything else going on, and it just domino affected into my relationship ending, and that's kind of what Left Behind is all about. Is just being stuck in a situation that I just can't get out of.
Understood. Chino, you said this was an easy question for you.
Left Behind, man.
Yeah. Why? Same thing?
Pretty much. Everybody knows what it's like to be left behind, it just hits.
Yeah.
It's one of those goosebump songs.
Now, do you enjoy playing acoustically as well?
I've only really done it once live, and it was with this band not too long ago. I was paranoid about it. I wasn't excited about it, but when it was all said and done, I really enjoyed it, and I would love to do it again. So.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was our first time performing.
Non-point.
That was, honestly, that was the
Yeah.
first time I saw y'all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Acoustic
Yeah.
show?
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Non-point.
was the first time I saw y'all. Yep.
It was their first time playing acoustic.
Yeah, our booking agent was like, "Can you guys play acoustic?" And I was like, you know. He's like, "You guys want to play with non-point?" Like, damn right, we can play acoustic.
Yeah, man, we've been
I brush my teeth acoustic.
Right.
The scary thing about acoustic is there's nothing to hide behind.
Exactly.
It's you, naked voice and a microphone. It's your hands on a guitar. You know, from a drumming standpoint, you know, you're not all mic'd up. You don't have all the cymbals. I mean, you're very basic, and it's just it's you. It's raw, and if you hit a wrong note, if you hit a wrong triplet on a kick, it's heard because nothing is electrified.
It's
There's
like
no
being
hiding.
nude on stage.
That's
It
exactly what
really
it
is.
Yeah.
It's completely stripped down.
Yeah, you're so humbled up there with nothing to protect you. No big loud guitar noises.
Right.
Well, I'll
No
tell
crazy
you.
effects.
I'll tell you, it was that show that made me fall in love with y'all
Yeah.
because you did such a good job acoustically, and you can't hide anything in that. So that's what won me over for y'all.
Nice.
So, what's your favorite song to play on this new one?
On the new one, I'd probably say Left Behind, and probably for a couple different reasons. One, because lyrically, the song should not go with the music.
Yeah.
You know, to your point, it's kind of a depressive, you know, angsty kind of song, but the acoustics, it's a driving acoustic, and it's very melodic, and it's very pretty. But lyrically, it's something, you know, we can all, you know, get with and understand because, you know, we've all been left by someone at some point in time in our life. And I really like that one because when I joined the band, you know, everything we did was, you know, real aggressive, very high volume, you know, distortion, lots of delay, you know, double kick, stuff like that. And it wasn't until we were preparing for the acoustic gig that I'd even heard the song. And I told him, I was like, I love the song. You know, we've got to do something with it. You know, we've got to start playing it more. You know, whether we go back and forth from acoustic to electric on stage, you know, and I'd say that's the one I like, and I'm really anxious about doing it in studio because of those reasons. And we're essentially writing the song all over. The lyrics are staying the same for the most part, but you know, for Randy and I, this is the first time that we've ever really been able to play the song. And for Tim, this is the first time that he's able to actually kind of get out of the box and spread his wings on the guitar. Same thing with Chino to kind of fill in the gaps where Tim's playing. So for those reasons, I'd say probably Left Behind because it's the one to me that's just got the multi-layered and the more dynamic to it.
So, if there were any songs in the band's history that you would like to go back and just completely rework, what would they be?
I think we've reworked all of them since Randy and I have been in the band almost. I don't think any of them
Too
really
much.
sound the same.
Yeah, we gotta
Too
do
much.
Too
We've got a older original that we played back with our original drum and bass.
Shoot, man, it's been since 2012.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. It's been backburnered for, in my opinion, too long. Once again, very strong lyric. And that's one thing I pride myself on is, like you said, there's too many bands out there that the music is awesome, the vocals are awesome, but the lyrics don't make any sense. It's just like they threw words because they fit this phrasing. Not going to throw any bands under the bus, Bush. But bands like that, I just, you know, they got a cool sound and that's great, but most people know the hook.
Yeah.
Ask them what the rest of the song is about, they have no idea. For me, being a vocalist, I mean, the lyrics are very important to me to tell a story, to engage the listener, to basically, I want them to feel like I wrote this song for them. You know, Left Behind. they hear that on the radio and they're thinking, man, you know, they just got out of a bad relationship. Man, he knows how I feel. These guys know exactly how I'm feeling because I've been that dude with nothing but a bottle of something, pack of smokes, and a radio, freaking out
Yeah.
and listening to just, you know, the same song on repeat because it just grabbed me in that moment, you know. So I think that's what pushes me to make sure that there's substance in the lyrics.
I want to interject something there though. You said as a vocalist. I think it's more as a songwriter. The lyrics mean something to you because there are
Yeah.
plenty of vocalists out there that'll sing anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so
true.
don't sell yourself short. You're a songwriter.
I'm a songwriter.
Y'all are all true
Don't
artists.
don't bump his head up anyway. He's got the word tonight.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. Randy, you can't always be the one with the biggest head. No.
That is true. See, and that was one of the big selling points for me, joining the band. I don't know how uneasy these guys were. I remember the first time I met Tim. I mean, he's got that look. See, he doesn't look happy. That's always his look.
That's his metal face.
But you know, I mean,
Face.
apparently Randy had kind of talked me up to him a little bit because Randy and I have got a history on stage, played together
Over-talked.
for a while. But you know, the thing I liked about the band was that lyrically, we're not just sex or drugs or sex and drugs or rock and roll or partying. I mean, there's, you know, anything from a political standpoint to a drug addiction standpoint, you know, to heartbreak and all that kind of good stuff. And then same thing musically, we don't fit one specific genre. We're not really shoehorned into, you know, to your earlier question, are we metal, are we rock? Because we've got everything from, you know, like punk to blues to southern rock to rap rock to metal. I mean, we're kind of all over the place, and that's what I really like about the band because we're not a one-trick pony. We're not just doing the same thing regurgitated over and over and over again.
That's also something that Chris brought along as well. I mean, as a band, this is a solid group, but I think it was really the first official practice with Chris and the band that he came to us and said, I like everything, but I want to start doing different things. I want to start doing off time. I want to start giving control of the song. In the rhythm section, we have control of the song. It's a very guitar-driven song, but we still have control of it. But he said, I want to give control of the song to Randy, and I want to take it from him. Basically, back and forth. Led Zeppelin stuff, I think it was.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, that type. You know, two different ways of playing.
Yeah.
And making it fun, not just for the lead section, but for the rhythm section as well.
Well, what you just said brings up a good point because oh yeah.